So this is going to be a spoiler review of Out of the Dark by Sharon Sala. The reason why this is a spoiler review is because there's a relationship in here which pulled it from a 5-star to a 4.5 because I just didn't like it. It was okay anyway. So basically the plot of this is basically this mother and child kind of run away to this cult and basically leaves their father, doesn't tell the father where they've gone, anything like that. So basically all his life he's been like searching for them, and then this opportunity happens, and then he ends up being reunited with his daughter, and it turns out the mother had died. It tells you later on what she actually died of. But anyway, it goes into the fact that obviously in this cult, like all cults, there's always an issue with it. So once her mother had died, it was like a go-ahead where he could do whatever he wanted to her. And basically what this cult leader was doing, he was basically pimping these kids out to these people, which is a bit traumatic. They do that trigger warning for that, but they don't go into too much detail, which I like about that. Not like the last book I wrote, which about a rape situation, which I did a review on, which I could not even finish, didn't even read. Anyway, we're not talking about that one. But basically, so there's this character called Luke who is a private detective, which the father had sent to kind of look for them. Anyway, when he finds the daughter, he kind of is like senpaiing over her, which was a little bit weird. But then later on in this relationship, I didn't like the way they went about it. Bearing in mind, this girl is traumatized. She's been like completely exploited at a young age since a child, and he came across as really pushy, and I didn't like it. He kind of calling her baby and all this was a little bit too early. Bear in mind this time frame I assume is quite short, and obviously at the end they do kind of have like in the end they end up being together, getting married, having kids. But before then it was a bit weird. Anyway, they ended up like having sex and stuff, which okay, she was fine with it, but I still think he was very pushy. Like any other human being wouldn't go in that direction and at least wait more time at least before he felt very pushy, and I didn't like it whatsoever, and that's why it kind of dropped down a rating for me. I just felt it, especially not being as realistic either. Don't get me wrong, I don't mind like books that are unrealistic and stuff like that, with unrealistic plots and stuff, but when it talks about something like very serious, that's when I don't necessarily like it. I just didn't like the actions of Luke at all. It kind of emphasizes the fact is why, I mean, most men just want sex. It was just, I don't know. They could have still had the relationship and have it built on to the point where she was really comfortable and she was like fine with it. But I felt that he was kind of pushing her in that direction, and I just didn't like it. I just did not like it whatsoever. Okay, I'm gonna assume she wanted some romance into this book, but I just felt like it was very forced, and it made me not like Luke at all. It made me think that Luke was just being very selfish and not really taking into account her, even though he did, especially when he finally found out what happened to her when she told him, and he was still kind of like, I thought, nah, do not like this guy, do not like this guy. But other than that, I did really enjoy the book. And I will say, just because this is a spoiler review, the hitman in this book is so stupid. Johnny, he's the dumbest hitman I've ever read or ever seen in a movie in my whole entire life. Like literally, like the decisions he made, just ridiculous. Like, why would you then kill the neighbor on the street where she is with her father, and then live in that is just, anyway, he's stupid. But I just did not like Luke. I did not like Luke, and I did not like the direction she took that to. But yeah, that is it for this review. So bye guys.